Hello, I am Liam Boyle. I was just doing my debugging work for past task 2 repetition. I chose to do the number guesser, which helps to help explain like my knowledge in the area. So I have just put in a couple areas, some breakpoints that I can use to kind of explain what's going on. So yes, in the beginning we have, welcome to the guesser. Tell the user between 1 and 10, right number, whatever the user puts in, it saves it as sorry, as answer input. I have these other booleans and integers created. I tried to do the try catch method to catch like for user validation, and also a do while thing, which helps kind of create a loop to keep on making sure that the user puts in the right input eventually. So let me just start it. We can. Alright, yep, so welcome to them. I guess user 1, choose a number between, choose a number between 1 and 10. So let's say up here, we do an incorrect number. If we put in an E, it would register that as a format exception as it doesn't go into the correct format of a integer. If I was to do that, it would stop us. It would go to this line of the code, and then this breakpoint would get activated, which would be under here. It says integers only. Sets it to false. So yeah, if we continue, it asks us for a different number. So we could put in 11. Now, 11 would give us the response of numbers between 1 and 10 only. So it would go to here, this other try part. Because it's able to convert the input into an integer, it changes the valid to true. And then it goes to this part, which says if the answer is smaller than 1 or it is bigger than 10, then I'll put in this line of code. Set valid to false, which helps us continue with the do while loop. And it keeps on doing this until eventually you're given the right number. So let's say if we put in number 8, you can see we go through this part eventually. We make it to this part where it has divider line, user 2 make a guess, write a guess. Similar thing before of creating an input, so it saves whatever the user puts in, and then it continues that kind of similar do while loop where it checks for format exceptions and if it can convert it into an integer or not. So let's say we were to put in a number 23. 23 would activate this part because it goes through here. It is able to check that it is an integer, and then it goes to this part. Because it does not equal the answer, and because it is also bigger than 23, it activates this part. Tells you to wrong try again. So if we continue, it says try again. We might try, let's say it's 2. Goes to the same thing, or it checks because it is not the answer. Goes to the same part. If we continue, if we were to put in an incorrect thing, like let's say P, it would go through this part. It'd come down to here from an exception, incorrect, set to false. Another part, do another read line, and it saves that as a new guess input, which allows us to restart the restart the thing. Sorry. If we continue, we might do try again. We will this time do the correct number. So I think it was 8. So if we go through 8, it won't go to either of these parts, because this is for if the guess does not equal the answer, but it does. So it won't stop here, and it's not a format exception, so it won't go through here. So it'll go past all of this. It'll go down to here where it says right line correct, which hasn't played through yet because it's on the break. And then once we continue, it will say correct because guess equals answer. So we'll go to that do while loop, and then the reason why it hasn't ended yet is because there is a read line down here which just prevents the program from closing. So if we were to put in anything, we could do end, put that in, and then it finally exits the program. Yep.